Now the next MCQ is 28. It is on clubbing provisions. Income from other sources is over. It says if the converted properties subsequently partition amongst the members of the family. Family here would mean HUF, Hindu undivided family. If converted property is subsequently partitioned or divided amongst the members of the family, the income derived from such converted property as is received by the spouse of the transferor will be taxable ABCD. What is it talking about? Let us understand. This is based on clubbing provision in case of transfer by member to HUF. We had discussed this way. Section 64 subsection 1 clause 2, section 64 subsection 2, transfer of an asset by member of HUF to the HUF without adequate consideration. It says if an asset is transferred by member of HUF to the HUF or it is converted into a common hodgepodge of the family property. The converting simply means transferring by member to the HUF without adequate consideration. Then income from that asset will be, as is earned by HUF, will be clubbed in the hands of transferor member. However, now here in this question we are talking about partition. After partition, what will happen? Let us understand further. We had discussed this in the class that supposingly there is this HUF called Mr. X HUF. There are 4 members: Mr. X, the Karta, his wife, that is spouse, Mrs. X, their 2 children, Mr. Y, the son, and Miss Z, daughter. Assuming all 4 of them are adults, in the sense, especially Mr. Y, the son, and Miss Z, they are adults. Now, supposing Mr. X transfers his personal asset to the HUF, he transfers an asset worth 600 lakhs, 6 crore to the HUF without adequate consideration, and income earned by HUF is at the rate of 10%. So 600 lakhs into 10%. Suppose any money is transferred without adequate consideration, HUF would have earned income of 60 lakh rupees. In whose hands will this income be clubbed? This income is earned by HUF will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X, the transferor. However, till now it's fine. But once the partition takes place, if HUF gets partition, then what will happen? Then the 600 lakh worth of asset owned by HUF will be distributed amongst these 4 members in an equal ratio. Assuming it gets divided amongst them, assuming asset is money, 150 lakhs will be received by each of them. And supposingly they all 4 continue to earn the same level of income, that is at the rate of 10%, they all will be earning 15 lakh rupees. 10% of 150 lakh. Whatever is earned by Mr. X will be taxed in the hands of Mr. X only. Whatever is received by Mr. Y, 15 lakh, will be taxed in the hands of Mr. Y. Whatever is received by Miss Z will be taxed in the hands of Miss Z only. Agreed, earlier entire 60 lakhs was to be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X, but now clubbing provisions technically will stop because HUF has been partitioned. Whosoever receives whatever will be taxed in their own personal hands. However, this phenomena does not apply to the spouse of the transferor. Transferor is Mr. X, his spouse is Mrs. X. Whatever is earned by Mrs. X, 15 lakh rupee, will not be taxed in the hands of Mrs. X, will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. X, the transferor assessee, the transferor member. Why is it like this? The reason is, it is believed that husband is transferring this asset worth 150 lakhs to his wife, that is asset transferred by one spouse to another spouse without adequate consideration, but not directly, it is transferred indirectly, routed through HUF. Meaning thereby, husband is transferring to HUF and HUF is transferring to spouse. Indirectly, husband is transferring to wife, and therefore 15 lakh received by wife will be taxed in the hands of husband. This is what we had discussed in clubbing provision. So what will be the answer here? Here the answer will be, it will be taxable as the income of the transferor member. D is the correct answer. Let's check what's institute's answer. Our answer is D. Institute's answer is also D. Our answer is correct. That's it. With that, this MCQ comes to an end. See you in the next video with the next MCQ.